Oh man, so we got Hughley speaking, and in this video he's admitting to lying on Kamala Harris in the past, and he's trying to right those wrongs. So we're gonna come back with some light commentary and some reactions to what he's saying right there.
That was Mark Morrison, Return of the Mac. So Kamala Harris is sailing despite everybody's worries and fears and doubts. Oh, she's not, we don't know, and what's gonna happen. She will be the Democratic nominee for president. She's already secured enough delegates to be the nominee, and she has done that before. She even has a vice president that she's chosen yet. I have said before, I used to repeat some of the same things ad nauseum that people are right now. Oh, she locked up a lot of black men. I lived in this state my whole life. I had an occasion to talk to her on several occasions. I accused her on this radio station, on this network, on the same things that people are doing right now. And once I did my research and research isn't finding answers that edify the perspective you have. Research means generally that you want to disprove the thing you believe. That's what generally researchers try to disprove what they already believe to be true. And it's not trying to edify your perspective and find things. Kamala Harris did not, in fact, lock up the thousands of people that I said she did. I told that lie, and I have apologized to it. Not only have I apologized, I've said to her, not only am I going to keep apologizing, because I think it did that much damage, I am going to do what I can do to make sure you become the 47th. At this time, I said to her when I apologized, I'm going to make sure you get elected. I didn't say re-elected. I said elected. And now here it is, that opportunity. To me, that is divine. That is something that's supposed to have happened. If you are the people right now who are misquoting her record, we are not the same. If you believe that her locking people up from weed is worse than a man who says he wants to give dope dealers the death penalty, we are not the same. If you want me to remember her past but not Trump's past, we're not the same. If you want to remind me of her record but don't want to talk about Project 2025, have you ever noticed the same black people that want to tell you she sold all these weed and locked all these people up, tell you they don't believe that 2025 is Trump's plan for a second term? There is a reason for that. If you're telling me you're not going to vote for her because she has a white husband, then we're not the same. But if you're going to say she has a white husband, you better have a black wife when you say it. Don't tell me that somebody's Latin or Asian. I think that shouldn't be the predicate anyway. But if you are accusing her marital choices, you better make sure yours are in line with the accusations you make. We are not the same if these are, well, she ain't black enough. I tell you what, she's a black woman. She went to Oakland. She's from Oakland. She went to an HBCU. She's an AKA. She had a boyfriend named Willie. And she got a first name that's hard for everybody to pronounce. It sounds different than it's spelled. That's black enough for me. But what I do know for sure is that she can win if we decide it is so. And if that is not your goal, we are not the same. Your we and my we are not the same. Well, she, everything else. I don't care about none of that. I ain't got time to tarry. What I am trying to do is to make sure that I make good on something. I wronged this woman. I lied on her and hurt her reputation. And if you're telling me where was she at for 4 years, you idiot. She's the vice president of the United States of America. And the vice presidency is a ceremonial position. It's a ceremonial position. And your job as vice president is to do what the president says. You think that ain't true? Get a promotion at your job and start talking bad about your boss. See how that works out. You a vice anything, and you think you would tell the president what to do? It was a ceremonial position. She did what she was supposed to. Being mad at a vice president would be like being mad at the backup quarterback because the quarterback threw an interception. And you know that to be true. You are saying all these things because whatever you have on your mind, whatever your mindset is, it is not the same as mine. I don't begrudge you for how you feel, but I ain't got time to play with you. My goal is to make right something I did wrong. It is to make sure I keep my word. And I am going to do all I can to make sure that she becomes a black woman, Asian woman, AIP. I know that she's going to be, I'll tell you what, she's black enough to be called a DEI hire by inferior white men. She's black enough for them to challenge her intellect. She's black enough for them to call her promiscuous and say she slept her way to the top. So if you think that those things matter to you, we are not the same. I'm not going to be what it is you are. And I'm not going to have time to argue with you back and forth on the internet. Because unlike you, I believe I am my sister's keeper. That's a little note from a GED section. Got the report, jazz report coming up in 15 minutes. It's the DL Hughley Show.
Okay. So what y'all think about that, man? One of the biggest most used phrases right now is do your research, do your own research, and everybody's talking about doing the research about what's going on between Trump or Kamala Harris. And I honestly think only a small percentage of people are going to be looking for research to find the truth. Many people are going to be cherry picking to go ahead and support their stance, their ideas, and that's what you're going to have, dog. So it's going to be interesting as we see this process go through. But let's look at some comments. This says him and Roland Martin, the worst. Their handlers got the DL Hughley. I'm not taking political advice from DL Hughley. DL Hughley getting that DNC money. Very well said, my brother DL Hughley. I am my sister's keeper. I am too. No longer going back and forth with these Trumpers. It's Harris 2024. Growth. These people speak out of sheer self-interest. His river of bullshit, so he's sliding down the river. Nigga, what? Looking in his head, ain't nothing there. Black community full of sellouts, and it's very disgusting. He's Jewish. Jews are not white. So he's referring to the husband. Okay. Research the history of the Republican Party. Okay. Now this comment section right here is focused on the issue of what he said about her husband. And they say the concerns that black people have about Kamala seem to generally have nothing to do with politics. I can already see that her own people would tear her down more than anyone else. She dated black men and none married her. No one says that. We argue over everything but policy, but Trump's mail order bride is okay. And for the record, everyone in Oakland hates that lady. Even if you got a black wife, make sure you're not cheating and beating. Shut up, DL. Right now is not the time to judge her for her marital choices. And so instead of having another old, washed up, out of touch white man in office, we cannot put the first woman in office. Kamala isn't perfect, but neither is Trump, and this country needs a shift in power and what power looks like. We have a long road ahead of us to get the right politicians in office that actually stand for something, but unfortunately, we don't have it. But with this change, it shows that we, the people, want something different. It empowers little girls and boys of all races to step up. Representation is present, and I'm here for it. So based on what she's saying, that will be categorized as identity politics, right? The Angie Stanton, this person says, if she didn't feel the need to preserve the black family when she married, she ain't gonna preserve the black family in office. She ain't choose black, so we ain't gotta choose black. Let's discuss policy. Okay. I agree 100%. It's so many black men calling out her white husband while they are laid up with their preferences. Trump not black at all, if that's the measuring stick people using. He didn't say nothing wrong either. All right. Okay. So that's their point. That's their point right there. To the point of them saying Trump not black at all, and if that's the measuring stick people using, with her being black, and also people voting for her for being black, then she should definitely do something for black people. That's what their point is, okay? Since Trump isn't black, he doesn't owe anything in their eyes. But that's what folks are saying right there in regards to this issue. But y'all gotta let me know what y'all gotta say in the comment section below. I'm going to get up out of here though. This is another update with Stace. Yo.